Another home economics online class. Today we're making pizza, focaccia and cheesy bread rolls. Like this. Or this. Or even these. You will need the following ingredients. You can pause the video and collect your ingredients. So measure 290 ml of cold water, and you're going to add this to the mixing bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, add 1 tablespoon of sugar. Try not to get the lumps, like this. 1 teaspoon of yeast, you will need 3 cups of bread flour. Level it off. Make sure you measure correctly for best results. And finally, you will need salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. Put the lid on the mixer, turn on the power and press the start button, and 15 minutes will appear on the clock. When you're ready, press mix. It's as easy as that. Leave the mixer to do its thing. It will stop after 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, this is halfway. Oh, this is after 5 minutes. When it's finished, it will switch off and you can press the proof button. 130 minutes will appear. You can add or subtract minutes, or you could just simply leave it at room temperature for a couple of hours to do its thing, but press start when ready. If you use the proof option, it means that it will keep it at the right temperature. There, it's done. This recipe will make 4 pizzas, large pizzas. So divide the dough into 4. Add flour to the rolling pin if you're going to make the pizza straight away. And roll out the dough. Keep turning. If you start off with a circle, you'll end up with a circle. It's as easy as that. Okay, so I'm going to use baking paper. It still allows the pizza base to go brown, and it really makes cleanup so much easier. The pizza maker that you're going to be using you cannot use soap to clean it. So by using baking paper, you throw the baking paper away and it keeps the pizza maker clean. This is the pizza maker. If you did use soap on the stone, then the next time you make a pizza it'll taste very soapy. So in order to keep it as clean as possible, use baking paper, and it makes it easier to lift as well. So checking it for size. Now you can add your toppings to the pizza while it's heating up. So the usual thing to do is to add the tomato and then the cheese, then mushrooms and whatever other toppings you require. And then straight onto the pizza maker. It will only take 5 minutes. The pizza stone gets hot as well as the element at the top, and as you can see the baking paper's gone a little bit brown instead of the pizza stone. And there you go, perfect pizza. Add fresh basil to the cooked pizza. Serve and enjoy. You could freeze the extra dough until you need it, or you could make a focaccia bread. So if you're making focaccia, prepare the tin with olive oil, and this will soak into the bread and give it extra flavour. You will need 2 rolls of dough, and you're basically going to shape the dough into a rectangle so that it will fit in the tin. Okay, into the tin, into the corners, and then poke your fingers all over the bread to give it that lovely focaccia shape. Now, bread is always better if it's been allowed to proof twice, so you could leave this for several hours or until at least it's doubled in size. Add cling film to prevent a crust from forming. Now make the cheesy puffs with the other one that's left, and basically I'm just going to roll up the cheese, then divide it into two cheesy rolls, place them in a tin and leave them to proof for a few hours. You can coat them with olive oil. So make sure your tin's quite deep so that the cling film doesn't stick to the bread. There you go, it's done, it's doubled in size. And now I'm going to add some olive oil. The gluten in the flour is very relaxed, so you don't want to agitate it too much now, otherwise you'd have to leave it to prove again. I'm going to add some fresh tomatoes. chop them into small sizes. And then I'm going to add some fresh rosemary, and remember, rosemary is very good for you. It's got medicinal properties as well. Helps to fight inflammation in your body. And chives. So wash the chives and roll them up and just chop them into small pieces. You can put any toppings on your focaccia bread. You could add onions, you could add different herbs and spices. You could add chili if you want it a bit spicy. But it wouldn't be a focaccia without some cheese. So I'm adding some Parmesan cheese. And some Italian herbs. Into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. The cup in there is to prevent the cling film from sticking to the cheesy rolls. They're going into the oven, a preheated oven, for about 15 to 20 minutes. And here we have them allowed to cool. Serve. And enjoy. Home Echo Online.